it's 9 o'clock and got the kids to bed. I kind of started the day working on learning this song Freight Train on the John Coltrane or Kenny Burrell and John Coltrane album. I should probably back up to this morning. It's 5:30 in the morning, Monday morning. Got a rehearsal all day, actually rehearsals all day, every day this week for a TV show. Got up early to try to get a warm up in, but I'm gonna go get some coffee first.
You were playing the saxophone and I didn't like that. It made me so sad.
Well, can you put your earphones back on? Because I have to warm up. I have to go to a rehearsal soon and I have to get the saxophone ready for the rehearsal.
I have to go to the rehearsal too.
Well, I have to keep playing right now. So I hope it doesn't make you sad. Why are you so sad?
Because I don't want it to play anymore.
Okay. So it's Monday morning and I am on my way to rehearsals. First day of 5 days of rehearsals for this TV show, which we'll tape on Saturday, and I believe it's gonna air in November. So I'm heading home after a nice first day of rehearsal. Went really well, I think. I know this isn't gonna translate, it never does on video, but there is the most spectacular sky right now. I mean, wow, look at that. I sound like that double rainbow across the sky guy.
Double rainbow, oh my God. It's a double rainbow all the way. Whoa, that's so intense.
I realize that, but this is magnificent. Hoping to get home and have a little time with the kiddos. Have you ever heard the saying, perfect is the enemy of good? That's true, perfect is the enemy of good. That's why I haven't put up a vlog episode in months at this point, but it's no longer 10 p.m. on that day. See, that day was a couple of weeks ago. So much has been going on and I haven't completed any, I've filmed and made half-baked versions of vlogs, not put them up, and that's just led to this like, I actually made a list of the things, kind of some of the major events that have been going on since I posted my last vlog episode. I actually got a call from YouTube last week saying, hey, is everything okay? We noticed you haven't put up a video in about 90 days. If you've seen these videos, if you've been following for a little while, you know I have a problem with what Steven Pressfield calls the resistance. Check out that book, The War, here, just this book. And I've been getting my butt kicked by it, so much so that I'm reading a companion piece he wrote a little bit later on. There's this line in it from the author Seth Godin. He says, why place so much emphasis on shipping, the idea of getting something out the door, finishing something? Because finishing is the critical part of any project. If we can't finish, all of our work is for nothing. When I started doing these videos a couple of years ago, the whole reason that I started was to kick my butt into finishing. So I had some recordings that were just lagging, sitting on hard drives, things unfinished. Why? Because I'm a perfectionist, and perfectionism is really just a fancy word for fear. I'm afraid nobody will like it, or people will say bad things. Just all sorts of weird things that you concoct in your head, or at least I do. And the videos started that way. So they were just these little kind of daily journal entries, and they really helped me. I've released 3 albums since I started doing these. I put out Hindsight, which was an older album that had really I'd been holding on for too long. I put out Guitar Band, I've put out Quartet, and now what's happened over the last 3 months is I've kind of been mired in the quicksand of the same sort of mental stuff. And part of it is just because the more I have been filming, I've been doing, I've been taking the camera along, I've been filming these things. I haven't made the time to edit them or finish editing them. So like that piece that I just showed you, that was from 2 weeks ago when I was working on this television show. It's gonna be an ABC special, like a network 2-hour event. I'll tell you about that more later. It's going to air in November with Ricky Minor and his crew. He's the guy who used to lead Jay Leno's Tonight Show band, etc. But all these professional events I've been doing, it's like, okay, long days. I get home, I'm tired, and do I want to start a 6-hour editing thing at night and maybe only get a couple hours sleep? And my kids are growing up, and I'm just excuses. But the person at YouTube was like, well, why don't you just make 1 video a week? And my response was, well, of course I've thought of that, but what happens is as the events accumulate, in my own mind, I start to go, well, okay, so we had the Inside Outside retreat with Branford Marsalis. I didn't make a vlog about that. Oh, now I just did a recording with Larry Goldings. Should I combine the 2 or should they be 2 separate? Meanwhile, days are going by, weeks are going by. Okay, I'm out on tour with Larry Carlton. Should that be a thing? Should I combine it with the previous things? Okay, I'm headed to Texas to make a record with Snarky Puppy. Should I combine them? You see where I'm going with this. And now I'm just dragging around a hard drive filled with media of things I haven't finished, and that is driving me crazy. So this is a very just rough, sloppy video just to say hello, I'm still here, and I want to thank, especially, there's a young group of musicians that I encountered at my last show at the Baked Potato. Had a nice chat with them, and they kind of reminded me that there's a benefit. See, I'm telling you what I get out of it. I get out the process of finishing something is therapeutic. It's helpful. It creates momentum for me. What they were expressing was they've gotten something out of the videos too. And in our conversation, I realized that I'm just being selfish by withholding it. Just know that I have a running list of things I'd like to make some videos about. A lot of interesting things, I think, that have been happening. I wrote a new song for the Snarky Puppy album. That was a challenge. I documented that whole thing, and then we did end up recording it. I don't know if it'll make the album, but we did go through it. So there's a lot to cover. I'm not exactly sure how I'm gonna do it yet, but I do know that if I don't put up one, because I keep telling myself, oh, this week, tomorrow, the next week, and that, my friends, is this stuff. There's just a lot I want to share, and I can't cram it all into one video. So this is just the first step in a reboot. By the way, for a little visual context of the time that has elapsed, so that little clip that I played at the beginning where you saw my son, that's now, or that's a few weeks ago. And here's a clip from him just back around the time I published the last video. Okay, you ready?
Let's way down, like this.
Okay.
Like
oh.
Big Bible one.
Yeah.
I need help.
Yeah?
Can you help me, please?
What?
Hey,
Oh,
it's so heavy.
Here we go. There.
It's not wood.
Well, it's got some protection on it, some plastic. We'll take that off.
Happy duty. Those specials. Da 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 da. Who you tall? Those specials. Oh, done.
Thanks. I'm gonna make another video this week. Thanks for sticking with me. I'll see you in the next one.